Hey, so today the Google Pixel Fold has finally arrived. I have the porcelain model here, so let's jump right in.
So if you're wondering, I did pick this up via a reseller. I wasn't able to get this from Google directly. Google did not send this out to Team Pixel this time, so I bought this with my own money. It was super expensive, but I'm super excited to dive right in. Let's go ahead and unbox. We have the Pixel Fold here. There's some verbiage about how folding devices are a little bit more delicate than normal phones. We have some reading material and then your standard charging cable that you get with other Pixels as well. Then we have the Pixel Fold in porcelain. It looks really good. It's really soft back. It's weird that they did put all of the symbols and FCC details there at the bottom. I wish that wasn't there. It would be nice to see that gone. But overall, it's a very clean looking device all around. This will be a fingerprint magnet, no doubt. So if you're not into all the fingerprints, etc., I would highly recommend a case. Probably recommend a case for this device anyways, because it's pretty slippery overall and it's pretty heavy in terms of an overall device. Opening the Pixel Fold for the first time, it is very satisfying. The hinge here is very well designed. I think it's going to be very durable long term. Right out of the box, I can say that it is very tough to open. Not tough in a sense that it's going to be difficult, but tough in a sense that it is very durable. Very impressed overall with the overall design. I'm going to go ahead and power this up though, and then we're going to get it set up and dive into some more thoughts. Out of the box, setting up the fingerprint scanner was pretty intuitive, and overall, I have to say it was pretty smooth and consistent when setting up the fingerprint scanner. Now, there were a few updates right out of the box too that I want to note.
Right out of the box, the Google Pixel Fold reminds me of the Oppo Find N series of foldables when it's closed, and then as soon as you open the Pixel Fold, it's very reminiscent of Microsoft's Surface Duo. One thing I really like about the Pixel Fold is the overall build. This outer display is actually very usable as a main phone, and then maybe the 30% of time that you want the larger display to watch content like YouTube, Netflix, etc., then you have that larger inner display to consume more content in a more immersive way. I really like the fact that Google went with this form factor so that way you have a normal day-to-day phone on the outside, and then whenever you do want that larger display, it's easily accessible. A few cons that I really want to talk about with the Pixel Fold right away. One is the very slow charging. So this comes with a maximum of 21-watt charging, which is very frustrating right out of the box. I have to say, I would really hope Google would put a better emphasis on faster charging, maybe Pixel 8, and if they make another foldable, hopefully you can charge it significantly faster.
Of course, another really big con I absolutely have to note is the outer display is not very bright outdoors. It's not as reflective, but it is very difficult to see even with maximum brightness outdoors. Now, the inner display is very difficult to see outdoors as it's very reflective, and even with all the brightness all the way up, it's just not great outdoors.
Now, another con that to me personally is frustrating is that crease in the middle of the display. When you look at other manufacturers like Oppo, I mean, even Motorola with the Razr, there's like no crease on those folding devices, whereas Samsung and now Google continue to use this crease in the middle of the display, and it's just really frustrating to look at when we've had so many foldable devices launch globally that have nearly zero crease present.
Now, while the Pixel Fold has the G2 Tensor chipset, I do have to say it is pretty snappy right out of the box. Not a lot of major concerns. It does get a little warm to the touch, especially during setup and trying to play a lot of content. I noticed it is, getting warm. The fingerprint scanner is pretty quick. It's not always consistent, but overall, I have to say it's pretty snappy in terms of the specs and performance.
So with foldables, you have to keep in mind, if you're buying a foldable device, you're buying it for the sake that it folds. Manufacturers don't put all of their thoughts and energy into all of the specs. They really focus on the folding mechanics of that device when they're launching a foldable. For example, most folds don't have the best cameras, they don't have the best battery, they don't have really the best specs in general. And I'm really talking about foldables that are available here in the US right now, which is really Samsung and now Google. Google, for example, with this Pixel Fold, actually used a very outdated inner selfie camera. That selfie camera is from like Pixel 2, Pixel 3 timeframe, I think, which is really dated at this point. Also, there's the G2 Tensor chipset not the latest. Like they didn't throw G3 in there. They didn't look at throwing another, maybe a Snapdragon chipset with the latest specs. No, they went with what they had at the time, and all of the energy and focus is truly put on the mechanics of the folding device itself. So if you're buying you're buying a foldable for the fact that it folds. If you want the latest specs, you're going to have to buy a standard slab phone, at least for right now. Like most Pixels, the Pixel Fold has an excellent camera setup. Me personally, I think it's better than the Fold 4, but I took a few photos. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the overall camera performance from the Pixel Fold.
Now, I only took a few photo samples here just to give you an idea of what it looks like. Again, many Pixels are very similar, but as you can see, the Pixel Fold actually does a pretty tremendous job in terms of overall camera performance, especially coming from other folding devices. I think the Pixel Fold does all right. And this is a quick video test of 4K 30 FPS on the front-facing camera on the new Google Pixel Fold. All of the audio, etc., is going right directly into the Fold. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on the overall quality and how it sounds.
If you're looking to get your hands on the Google Pixel Fold, it is rather difficult to get right now. So actually, about a week ago, I was at the flagship Google store in New York, and just looking around, was hoping to get a hands-on experience of the Pixel Fold, and they don't even have the Pixel Fold out on display where you can actually hold it and test it out. None of the employees had one, and also they were a little bit perplexed as far as when you could get one. If you go to Google's website right now, store.google.com, and you try to place your order, you'll notice that the ship date might tell you July, but as soon as it processes, it's going to shift to August, maybe even later. It's really frustrating, and it is pretty difficult to get your hands on this. Plus, it's nearly $2,000. It's a very expensive device, and right away, I really can't recommend it for most. It's a really high price point for what you're going to get here, but if you're looking for a really great foldable, then I do think the Google Pixel Fold is a good option here in the US when we have a really limited amount of foldables to choose from. I would say if you're not going to go for something like this, maybe check out the Razer Plus, as that's a really solid foldable, flip style foldable as well. And then maybe Samsung with the Fold 5, maybe they also release something pretty cool as well that might also be another really good option for you. But otherwise, I would say if you're trying to get the Pixel Fold, maybe wait a few months to see that price go down.
Overall, I don't think the Pixel Fold is a bad phone by any means, and I don't want to cut Google any slack here. There are plenty of cons, but overall, in the US market especially, it's another fold, another chance for competition, and overall, I kind of like it.
Okay, so that's been the Google Pixel Fold. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you pick one up? Are you ordering one soon? Maybe you're waiting for the Fold 5. Let me know in the comments down below. I look forward to the conversation. And as always, thank you for watching. Take care and stay safe.